My name is Ashley, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about myself. My first sexual encounter was at 11. I wanted a boy down the street to like me, so we went out back into my playhouse and I took my shirt off so he could touch me. Over the next few years, I allowed boys to take advantage of me. I performed oral sex, I took my clothes off for strangers, I made out with random guys, and I let them touch me in places they shouldn't have. And in my mind, I kind of justified that I wasn't technically having sex. Well, intercourse. At 14, I met up with a guy I barely knew. He drove me to a dirty motel room and took my virginity. I thought for sure that would make him like me after I let him do the things he did. I remember walking home in the dark thinking that was it. That was what everyone was talking about. I didn't feel special. I didn't feel excited. I thought for sure he'd want to be with me because I let him do those things to me and I'd want to be with him then. And it turns out he denied ever having sex with me and got back together with his ex-girlfriend a few days later. That rejection sent me into a frenzy of desperation just to find any guy, one guy that would pay attention to me, one guy that would love me, call me beautiful, and be with me. I wanted to be loved. I bet you'd never guess that I was a believer. I grew up in a Christian home, I went to a Christian school, and I grew up with loving Christian parents. I knew the truth about sexual sin and how it would separate me from God. The problem is I didn't have any respect. No respect for God, my body, my parents, and certainly no respect for the consequences that I would go through if I continued down this path of sin. See, I found that boy that would promise me the world, would run away with me, who I'd sneak out of my parents' house to go be with despite their objection. That love we shared got me pregnant my junior year of high school. While all my friends were talking about senior year and college and graduation, I was asked to leave the school. I couldn't hang out with my friends. Nobody really understood what I was going through, and I had to get my GED a year later. I missed out, and it hurt that I couldn't be like everybody else. Finding out that I was pregnant was one of the hardest moments of my life. Despite pressure from my boyfriend and his mom to get an abortion, 9 months later I gave birth to a baby girl. Kylie Renee was born October 11th in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Her biological father and I tried to make it work. We even moved in together to see if this relationship was going anywhere, but the truth was right in front of me. He was emotionally and mentally abusive. He drank too much. He was taking drugs. He got caught drinking and driving and lost his license. That love I thought we had was a lie. We didn't love each other. We just loved having sex with each other. And no amount of sex was going to heal my heart or raise my daughter. We ended up breaking up a few months later, and I moved back home with my parents. But God is a good God, and although I was far from Him and walking in a path of sin, He still chose to bless me. Later that year, I met a guy who would eventually become my husband. At the age of 19 and 22, we got married and started our happily ever after. I thought the consequences of my sexual sin were behind me, but I was wrong. Child support battles, custody issues, screaming arguments on the phone with my ex was not exactly how I wanted to start this new marriage. Never would I have thought that taking my clothes off as a young girl would lead to issues in my marriage. But through God's grace and mercy, I am redeemed. See, there's hope in Jesus. There's forgiveness. And I'm no longer that person I was before. Ladies, the lesson I want you to hear is this. You are a daughter of the King. His desire is for you to have an amazing sex life, but in the confines of marriage, so you can have intimacy and passion with your spouse. See, it's so much more than just don't have sex or be abstinent. It's about protecting a gift that God has given you specifically to share with this person that He's designed for you. Don't let the enemy take that from you. Don't fool yourself, ladies, that letting your boyfriend feel you up isn't having sex. Because eventually down the road, you're going to let your guard down. You're going to compromise yourself. I want you to learn from my mistakes. I want you to hear the pain that I had to go through. Choose a path of purity, of abstinence, so that gift will be amazing on your wedding night. My name is Ashley North, and I'm no longer that young girl seeking attention from men. I'm a wife to a loving husband who eventually went on to adopt Kylie as his own. I'm a proud mother of 3 daughters and another baby on the way, and I am cherished.